Okay, wireless charging, at least in its current state, is kind of misleading. Compared to wireless internet or a wireless game controller, wireless charging requires such close proximity between your phone and a pad that, to be honest, a better name would just be contact charging. True wireless charging is a different ballgame altogether, and it's already here. Sort of. So the current standard is something that we call Qi wireless charging, and it works with two coils, one that has to be built into the phone and the other that comes inside the wireless charging pad. Put those two coils close to each other, provide some power, and you've got an electromagnetic field between the two, which your phone can then convert back to power. So that's great, but with a total range of about 4 centimeters, it's not really solving the problem of you having to put your phone somewhere for it to start charging. Add to this, if you wanted to pick your phone up to type something, the charging has to stop, whereas with a wired connection, your phone can keep going. The point is just that the current generation Qi tech is just not that great. But there is a company called Energus who's doing something a little bit different. Instead of converting electricity into an electromagnetic field, they've built a hub that converts it into radio frequencies, which can then be fired up to 15 feet away. Almost any kind of device can pick up these frequencies and convert back to electricity. That is huge. And to be honest, smartphones are one thing, but it's bigger than that. If you think about your home, it's probably filled with lots of gadgets that slowly sip away at batteries all the time. You've got things like wireless headphones, game controllers, hearing aids. These would never need to be charged again. By installing a true wireless charging hub, you could constantly be providing power to every device in a room. It could even work in a car. You could sit down, put your phone in a cup holder, put your headphones on the seat next to you, and by the time you've reached work in the morning, they would both have more battery than when you left. In fact, things get even cooler when you think about the potential future here. If we reach a stage where there's wireless power everywhere, your smartphones, your laptops, your gadgets don't need to have a battery built into them. So theoretically, you could have a full quality flagship phone that weighs no more than 80 grams and is no more than 3 millimeters thick. And we're getting there. In fact, Spigen has already announced the Forever smartphone case, which will release in 2020 and can be wirelessly charged from a distance of 12 feet. Worth bearing in mind is that this tech isn't quite there yet. There's a reason it's been in the works for over 10 years now, and we still have barely seen a retail-ready product. The first problem, and to be honest the biggest problem, is the fact that the radio frequencies that are fired off by the base station, they lose energy very quickly as they travel through air, which means that by the time your device receives those waves, it's not getting the same amount of energy that was initially provided to the charger. Take this product, the Motherbox, marketed as the world's first true wireless charger. And the concept is beautiful, the product looks great, and when your phone is sat close to it, it can charge with a full 10 watts of power, which is fast by wireless charging standards. But if you take a look at this diagram that the company has drawn out, you can see just how quickly this power falls with distance. It all seems reasonable enough until you realize that by the time this power output has fallen from 10 watts to just 2 watts, you're only 16 inches away, or about 40 centimeters. That's barely enough to even use your phone on your bed, even if the charger was on a bedside table right next to you. So when we move beyond these distances, we're talking milliwatts, which, mind you, is enough to keep a game controller juiced up, but not enough to charge a phone from across the room. In fact, your phone on standby will consume more power than this box can feed from a distance. So all you'd really be doing is slowing down how fast the battery is draining, not actually increasing the battery percentage. There's also a second caveat. Because this whole system works based on a transmitter and a receiver, until it becomes mainstream enough for companies to start building the receivers inside the gadgets, you're gonna have to use something external, and it doesn't look pretty. Some sort of pad that you need to keep plugged into your gadget, or like I showed you earlier, a case, which is not the worst solution. But the thing to remember is that it's a transitional phase. Just like we've seen with notches on smartphone displays, it doesn't look pretty, but it will get better. If you enjoyed this video, I'm going to drop some links to some related content up above. And as always, thanks a lot for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'll catch you in the next one.